We are live. We are live. Welcome back to the number one home for personal development. This is Coin Gang Ministries, and I'm your homie, your partner. My name is Ken Billions. If you didn't know, what's good, y'all? Is this mic on? If you can see me, press 1, and if you can hear me, press 2. If everything sounds good on your end, you already know how we cook over here at Coin Gang. If you can see me, press 1, and if you can hear me, press 2. What up, what up, what up, what up? This is the number one home for personal development. My name is Ken Billions. This is Coin Gang Ministries. This is ministry for the abstract mind. And I just want to let y'all know this is a safe space for everybody out there that has an out the box philosophy. When you come in the chat, go ahead and smash the like button. Go ahead and hit a share the video for your boy so everybody know that you're feeling it. What's good? Happy holidays to everybody. What it do? If you got babies, you already know the drill. Please keep your babies close to you. Keep them close to you. And if you got someone in your life that's trying to love on you, do me a favor. Let them love on you, right? If you haven't learned nothing this year, after the money go, after job, car, only thing we left it is love, right? That's all we got, right? So don't underestimate it. And if anybody in your life is trying to love on you, please let them love on you. Again, this is the number one home for personal development. This is the place where you come in ordinary and you leave extraordinary. What's up to the chat? Y'all hold me down. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for all the support this year. This could not happen without you. I appreciate it. So, dope conversation today. And it's a conversation that is much needed as we move forward into the new year, right? You definitely want to have a mental adjustment as we move forward, not just in the new year, but in a new world, okay? My book of the day, and I'm going to circle back to this book later, right? Ill book. Had to read it real slow. My book of the day is called Super Sight. Now I want you to stay with me for the whole build because you're going to see how important this book is, not to just my life, but to your life. So this is called Super Sight, right? What augmented reality means for our lives, our work, and the way we imagine the future. Now, I just want to let you know that regardless of how you feel about technology, it is going to not only change the world as you see it, but the world you remember is going to completely obliterate it. Everything that you hold on to, technology is going to reshape it. And the world you remember, technology is going to obliterate that world. What you remember in your mind will no longer exist, right? So a lot of things that we're fighting to hold on to 100 years from now will not even exist. So I'm going to circle back around this book later and you'll see why this is important. And this book ties into our subject matter. And if you're on YouTube, the link is in the description to check out this book. All right. Today we are going to talk about how you cannot stop the new normal. No matter what you do, no matter how you feel, no matter what you do in the comment section, there is a new normal in the world, and the world is not crazy. The problem is you, right? A lot of y'all think the world is going crazy. It's not. The issue is you because you have a memory of something else. But keep in mind, there are people that are born now that don't know what you know. So this is their normal. You might have a problem fitting into the new normal. Okay. And there is a new normal going on, and you're either going to adapt and adjust to it or it's going to pass you by. But the new normal is happening. We're going to talk about how to lean into the future. A lot of people are struggling with leaning into the future because, again, we're trying to hold on to a world that doesn't exist because our identity is attached to that world. Who are we in this new world with virtual reality and augmented reality? Who are we in this world of self-driving cars? Who are we in this world of nuclear fusion? Who are we? We're going to talk about how your world doesn't exist anymore. We're going to talk about the way that you survive this new world order is unbreakable focus. Our build today is how to adapt and adjust to the new world order. Now, I'm not really talking about the new world order like David Icke or William Cooper and Behold the Pale Horse. No. I'm not talking about that kind of new world order. I'm talking about a new world order of change. And what can you do to gracefully change with the world, but still hold on some of your identity, but you're going to have to change. Now, there's a gift and a curse about being human. Your gift is that you have a memory and you can go in your mind and you can remember how something smelled. You could go in your mind and you can remember the day where you had a hug that changed your life. You can remember when your granny gave you a gift. You can remember what your mate or significant other wore on the first date. But the curse is you have a memory. So human beings' gift and curse is that you have a memory. And because of that memory, you don't know how to be present. And being present is important because if you're not present, then you won't be aware of real time. Real time is not the clock on our wrist. Real time is the stars. Do you know ancient human beings? That's how they told time. They told time looking at the stars. The problem with looking at the stars is many of us come from a religious background, and that's a no-no. But that's real time, not the Julian calendar, right? That's not real time. The Gregorian calendar is not real time. Real time is looking in the heavens, okay? So before we move on, before we have to understand the New World Order, we have to understand real time. And how is real time measured? Real time is measured through ages and complete cycles. So what you are looking at is the zodiac or the constellation, right? So an astrological age is between 2,000 and 2,160 years, based on what I found. If you found something else, please send it to me, right? That's an age. An age is between 2,000 years and 2,160 years. That's real time, okay? The watches we wear is not real time. Real time is told in the heavens. Now, a complete cycle is around 25,000 years or a little bit above. Okay? That's a complete cycle. That's, how do I say it? That's us going through the complete progressions through the entire zodiac. Okay? Now, when we look in the past, the things we were doing was based on the age that it was. You have the age of Leo, that was around 10,800 BC. You have the age of Cancer, that was around 8,600 BC. You had the age of Gemini, that's around 6,500 BC. What we are coming out of or transitioning from is the age of Pisces. Okay? Pisces is a real important age because Pisces was about following leaders. Pisces was about some type of spiritual enlightenment, right? Trying to go past the ego. Pisces was also about community. So when you're looking at things like civil rights, when you're looking at these movements or revolutions that consisted of thousands of people, that was based on the age of Pisces. But Aquarius is different. And a lot of you are having conflicts with the young people right now is because you may not understand that they are not from the Aquarius age. They're from the Pisces age. And the Aquarius age, there'll be less emphasis on money and material wealth. And people will be more focused in creativity and communication. Just look at TikTok. Does it seem like they care about money? Look at your children. Do they seem less competitive than you? You try to push them and push them and push them, but they don't get it. They're different. And another trait of your children is they're less judgmental as you. You have tribalism in your mind, but that's from Pisces. It's different in the Aquarian age. In the Aquarian age or air, we will witness major advances in humanity's intellectual growth. Terms like information superhighway and information revolution are two examples how the Aquarian age influences everybody. Now, it doesn't matter what you believe. The age will influence you no matter what. No matter what. Okay? No matter what. Look, in the age of Pisces, one of the belief systems is the need for the masses to follow leaders and saviors. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Napoleon, right? And look at what people say now. We don't have a leader. We don't have a leader. We don't have a leader. That kind of thinking is Pisces. Shout out to you, conservative. Appreciate you. Always dropping gems. Let's do it. This coin gang. I appreciate you. All right. Anybody talking leadership talk, that's Pisces. That's not Aquarius. Aquarius is the hero's journey and self-discovery. You have people that have their one foot in Pisces trying to push you back into a world where you need someone to lead you. They're trying to push you in a world of hierarchy. Listen to how everyone is talking. They are talking based on hierarchy. Somebody has to be on under somebody. Follow me, follow me, follow me. That's not the age we're in. The age we're in is you are your own salvation. The age we're in is whatever you looking for, it's you. Nobody can lead you to the promised land. Nobody can save you. That's Pisces. Pisces was all about leaders. Pisces was all about dictators. Pisces was all about people following other men. That's different now. And you have people that don't know what time it is pushing you back into Pisces. But that's not our age. And the problem with them pushing you back into Pisces is you won't know how to use the technology, which can be the tool to extend the life of your bloodline. During the time in Pisces, after the American and French revolutions took place, the divine right of kings and queens and priesthoods that allowed them to believe they were better than the rest of humanity had come to an end, which signified the beginning of the transition period of age of a Pisces to the age of Aquarius. Okay? We are now at the very end of the transition period. This explains why so many people on Earth are still in Pisces consciousness. Pisces consciousness is all about leaders. Pisces consciousness is all about hierarchy. Pisces consciousness is all about submission. Right? That's how when the divine right of kings, when they would come to different lands, that's how they talk. Submit to me. Look at Xerxes in 300. What was it about? Submit, submit, submit. Haven't you heard the word submit be very popular right now? Why? Because the people talking about it have their leg in another age. Okay? And they don't fit into the new world because in the new world, you have to establish another identity where it's about teamwork, where it's about you bring your gift, I bring my gift. They don't want that. Pisces was about lords. In Christianity, you say Lord God, but Lord is an English word for the Lord of the land. Lord. Pisces, the way that people think is someone has to lord over you. Pay attention to the gender conversations. What is it about? Submit, submit, submit. Let me lord over you. I'm in charge. I'm the leader. That's not going to allow you to survive in the future. You have to put all the best ideals on the table and go with the best ideals. Pisces is not about following the individual. Pisces is about going with the best ideal. Now, people rather starve to death before they go with the best ideal because it's about how something looks, right? So a man has to be the head of a household just because, even if his ideals aren't the best, right? The parents have to be the head of the household, even if their children have better ideals than them. It's about how shit looks because Pisces is about this community acceptance. Oh, we got to come together. We got to come together. We got to come together. That's Pisces talk. No, we don't. Come together for what? Optics. Oh, other races of people, other races of people. That's how they leverage it. That's how they guilt you into this old paradigm. We need to come together. For what? We're not running from saber-toothed tigers. For what? Children aren't dying at birth, they're surviving. For what? Monsanto makes fake food. We're not starving to death. Come together for what? They can't tell you. And in their coming together, guess what? They're telling you to come together so they can be the leader. That's why they're telling you to come together. That's not the Aquarius age. So, real time is not told on your wrist. That started from the Julian calendar, which transitioned into the Gregorian calendar. That's man-made time. Astrological time is from human beings observing cycles. Now, if a full cycle is 25,000 years, that should tell you how old human beings are, because who was around to witness those cycles? Humans have been here a very long time, and they wasn't primitive either. So people that were looking up at the stars come from very developed and complex cultures and societies that had buildings, irrigation, that had a whole entire network before the conquistadors pillaged the planet. Okay? This is very important because no matter how you feel or what you do, you are going to do whatever the age says. And the age is about personal growth, personal enlightenment. It is not the time for you to be running, trying to be in people's face. It is not the time for you to be trying to join groups just so somebody can lord over you. If it's not a group that allows for everybody to put their ideals on the table, and then the group votes for the best ideal for the team, go the other way. They are only telling you to come together so they can be in charge of you. That's Pisces. That's Pisces. And the people telling you to come to the group so they can be in charge of you, they're not even in charge of their own self. The bad thing about Pisces is we are bringing our ideals to young people. We're not even asking them how they want to live. We are automatically deciding the future for people that are going to inherit the earth. We're on their way out. We're not even asking these young people how they want to live. We are imposing our view of the world on them. just like our elders did to us when they told us hip hop wasn't real music, when they thought MTV was just a fad and BET was a fad, and they didn't understand the sound. They didn't understand the sexual revolution. 50 years later, 60 years later, they're the ones judging it. They're complaining about how the world is, not us. If this whole shit burns, who cares? It's our world to inherit. You had your time. However the world ends up, who cares? But see, that's Pisces. Pisces is about legacy, legacy, legacy. Pisces is trying to live forever. But we never asked these 20-year-olds, these young people, yo, what do y'all want? We don't even care. They're tolerant about certain dynamics in the culture, and we got something to say about that. We have something to say about how uncompetitive they are. Are they uncompetitive? Is it that? Or is it they want to work with their classmates? They don't want to crush them. They don't believe in hierarchy. They're sensitive, right? They're more empathetic than we are. And we don't get it. You know why? Because we remember an old world of Pisces. They don't remember that, and they don't give a damn. We teach them racism. We teach them colorism. We teach them all the shit that we say we don't like. We teach it to them. And you know why? Because we want to be needed. We give them our problems so they can come to us for a solution because we're scared of phasing out. We want to be needed. The only thing we need to take from the old world is natural law. Things that the young people can really use. I'm going to be honest with you. They cannot use Abrahamic religions. Sorry. They can't use that. That deals with hierarchy. Sorry. It's not a time for saviors. Sorry. It's not a time for sky daddies. Sorry. The young people want to experiment and see what's right and exact. You're not going to be able to beat heaven or hell in these young kids to try to get them under your control. Yeah, if you don't do this, God's going to punish you. Yeah, if you don't do this, Santa Claus ain't going to bless you. You see how our Pisces mindset is? Look at our way of getting our children and the young people under our control. God is looking at you. If you do that, he's going to be upset. If you don't do this, Santa Claus is not coming from you. Do you know why you have to do that? It's because your kids don't respect you. So you have to put a sky daddy in their lap. Something that is more powerful than you because they don't respect you. You know why? Because they know whatever you're telling them, you're not right and exact. Shout out to Mary. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, love. Ashley on the check-in. That's what's up. Appreciate you. That's why you have to talk about Sky Daddy. You have to put the Abrahamic religions in their life. You know why? Because you're flawed as a parent and you don't want your kids to see your humanity. So you have to tell them about some mystical being that is keeping score with them, that has an investment on how human beings behave. And if you don't pay attention to this deity, this demiurge, then the rocks are going to cry out. Believe, 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 believe. And the young people, they'll go with it because they're in your house. They want some sneakers and some food and some cookies. So they're going to go with it. But they're going to resent you. You know why? That's not the way their brain is set up based on the age that they were born in. Many of your children represent Generation Alpha. And we'll talk about that later. They don't see the world like that. And I'm telling you, if you keep pushing Pisces down your kid's throat, you will lose them later. Because one thing about these young people, they know how to find their own community. You are trying to stuff how you remember the world down their throat. They don't want that. They don't want your racism. They don't. Miss Peach is on the check-in. Appreciate you, fam. They don't want that. They want to be friends with different people. They want to date who they want. And you know what you do? You behave just like the monotheistic deity in the Abrahamic faith. You're not going to do what I want you to do. You're cut off. That's love. They don't speak that language. They don't speak Pisces. They are born into technology. They are a generation called screenagers. Right? You know how I knew it was different? Because on my remote, I can talk to my remote. But me, I'm from 1983. I'm steady trying to press the button. And my son is like, Dad, talk to it. Talk to your remote. And I'm like, well, damn, you absolutely right. You absolutely right. My son is born into Google. Huh. All the things we used to pray for, Google answers. Their God is different than yours. Your God is angry and sends people to hell. Their God is Google that gives them an answer in a millisecond. Now, how do you bring that to your babies? When your God is a God, you have to pray and pray and pray, and maybe, possibly, I don't know, you might get an answer, right? Their God is Google. When soon as they put a problem in, it's solved. But you're trying to push a narrative of the so-called most high down these kids' throat that have technology in their hand, and your most high is angry too. There's no perks. There's not even no perks. If these babies believe in your deity, they automatically have to believe they're cursed. And through their faith, they're redeemed. Why would they go with that? That's Pisces. Pisces was about authority. Pisces was about top down, telling people what to do. Your children don't want that. And I'm telling you, they're only going to go for it because you're feeding them. But the moment they gain independence, they are out on your ass because you have become those old people that you dislike. The New World Order, this ain't about no Baphomet. This ain't about the Committee of 300. The New World Order is your babies thinking different than you. Are you ready for that? That's the New World Order. New World Order ain't got nothing to do with the government and the dollar collapsing. It's the age. And you're going to see it with your children and your grandchildren. And the difference between them, if you shade them, if you make them feel any kind of discomfort from your judgment, you will lose your child forever. Because the difference between us and them, they have a whole world with the internet where they can find their own community. Their version of family is not blood. They don't give a damn about Black Wall Street. You know why? They look at you. Okay, show me. Why are you telling me about pyramids? Show me. Why are you telling me about Black Wall Street? Show me entrepreneurship through your eyes. Why are you telling me about 1920, you do it. You got kids online making more money than their parents. What are you talking about? They are building pyramids. They are building Black Wall Street right now. They don't give a damn about none of that shit we was on. Nothing. They don't. We care about that because that's our identity and we hold on to it so they need us. Problem, reaction, solution. We put these problems in their head, get them to react, and then we come with a solution. So we're needed. The only thing we need to pass down, shout out to you, fam. Appreciate you rocking with Coin Gang. The only thing we need to pass down is natural law, mentalism. All is mind. The universe is mental. That's a good thing to pass. That's a good thing to talk to the children about. All is mental. Pass this down. They hear keep talking about masculinity, femininity, blah, 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 blah. They ain't trying to hear none of that. Because we can't even explain it in an esoteric way. What are you talking about? Yeah, a woman is in her feminine, a man is in her masculine. Let me tell y'all something. All things in nature have a masculine side and a feminine side. It is like a battery. It is in all things. All things. Animals, plants, electricity, all things. What are y'all talking about? I like a man in his masculine. He's already naturally born like that. With feminine too. And the woman is already born naturally masculine and naturally feminine. Do you know why? It's just poles. Yin, yang. Positive, negative. That's all it is. You see number 7? Gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. You know how ancient humans found that out? Through observation. Looking at nature. What the hell are y'all talking about? And these kids are listening to you talk about dumbass shit and you butcher the concept. You don't even allow thinking to happen in their minds. Yeah. I'm a woman. I'm in my feminine. Baby girl, you don't even read. What are you talking about? You're in your feminine. You let these handkerchief head niggas tell you that femininity is lipstick and soft and understanding? That ain't femininity. Think masculinity is a dude's voice? That ain't masculinity. Pick up a AA battery. You see it has a positive side, it has a negative side. One side is masculine, one side is feminine, and it's for creation. To build a world, to build nature, you separate these poles. You have a masculine side, a feminine side. That does not mean man or woman. What are y'all talking about? See, that's Pisces. Because you are applying hierarchy to a place that it doesn't need to be applied. First of all, let me tell you something. On my screen is the 7 Hermetic principles. What the internet has allowed to happen is things that was discussed in mystery schools that we all would need initiations for. These concepts have trickled down to the common man and woman. And look what we do with it. We're not even studying. We're not even hearing things and saying, you know what? I don't understand this. Let me fast. You got people putting ideals on the table and they're not even fasting. How can you understand femininity and masculinity and you eat pork? Impossible. Impossible. because this is metaphysical. Your brain can't even go there. How can you understand these concepts and you drink soda? I'm not exempt. When you go into places of higher learning, you have to detox. You can't just grab these complex ideals and you got McDonald's in your stomach. You can't go from looking at the shade room to understanding the seven liberal arts. You can't understand logic, rhetoric, arithmetic. It don't go like that. You have to detox. To get in Pythagoras mystery school, you had to have 3 to 5 years of silence. You couldn't even talk. They would use your family against you to see if you even uttered a word. You had to have 3 to 5 years of total silence before you can even enter the mystery school to learn about math and to learn about the truth of nature. You're telling me you know what masculinity and femininity is, and you didn't come to this understanding from fasting? You ain't go to nature. You're not in the mountains. You're not by any streams. Impossible. These are the only things that we want to pass to the youth. Correspondence, as above, so below. What that means is I don't have to go all the way to the highest of heights to understand what the lowest of lows is. Whatever laws exist at the highest of heights exist at the lowest of lows. This is how God and the devil are the same. You apply correspondence to the Most High. Whatever characteristics the Most High has, the Most Low has. You see? For there to be a Most High, there must be a Most Low. Vibration, nothing rests. Everything is moving. See, when we come into understandings like this, it allows us to go into nature. And it allows us, first of all, to humble ourselves because it's bigger than us, right? We learn through observation, right? A woman is, a man is. That's based on environment. Environment dictates what a woman is. Environment dictates what a man is. Whatever you think God is, that's the environment, y'all. Environment is God. Polarity, everything is dual. Everything has its poles. You see? Rhythm, everything flows in and out. Everything has its tides. One nation rise, another nation falls. And you know what they keep finding out? The more that they dig, they find more civilizations under the people living there currently. Wherever your feet is, you're 9 times out of 10 sitting and standing on top of people. One race, one group of people rises, another group of people falls. It's so interesting how I hear so many pro-blacks talk about white supremacy. Oh, but it was okay when you said you were ruling, though. When you said you ruled the world and everything came from you, that was okay. But now you don't want other people to have a turn? That's rhythm, yo. Everything flows. One group of people win today, that same group of people lose tomorrow. That's just how it is. Everybody gets a turn. Everybody gets a turn in this game called life. When America falls, someone else will rise up. After that, someone else will rise up. But guess what? It's dependent on the age that we live in. Again, you have age and you have cycle. An age is between 2000 and 2100 years. And a cycle is about 25,000 years. Right? I'm going to hop on this real quick. You got it wrong. God did not create humans. Humans created God. God is just a title. God is just a title. And we do something called anthropomorphism, which we put human characteristics on the non-living. You have personification and you have anthropomorphism. Personification is talking to your dog. Oh, yeah, my dog just loved me. Oh, yeah, boy, you're hungry. Oh, yeah. That's personification. We're applying human traits to the living, animals, things like that. And what we do to deities, Zeus, Oshun, Yahweh, is called anthropomorphism, where we attribute human traits to the divine, or what we call the divine. God, which is a Germanic word, just means to pour libation. That comes out of our mind. That's why anywhere you go around the world, every culture has a god. Every culture has a god. If you live in the mountains, here goes anthropomorphism. The god that you adhere to is going to have mountain characteristics. If you live by the water, you're going to have a water god. If you live in the snow, you're going to have a snow god. Gods rise and fall. They always have. The only reason we even say the word God is because Emperor Constantine consolidated all the mystic Christian religions and made it state sanctioned. That's the only reason. And through the doctrine of discovery, through papal bulls, the Spanish and the Portuguese converted indigenous tribes around the world into Catholicism. What are you talking about? God didn't create man and woman. Man and woman create God. That's why God acts so human. That's why God is so angry. That's why God is so jealous. That's why God can love. Ask yourself, how can an it, something that exists in another dimension, be angry? The sun can't be angry. The moon can't be angry. Water isn't angry. How can God be angry? How can God love? The sun doesn't love. The moon doesn't love. Grass doesn't love. It's an it. You're telling me something that exists beyond the physical has human emotions, love, hate, jealousy. That's Pisces. That's what I mean by Pisces. And guess what? Try to explain this to these young kids. They ain't going because it don't make any sense. You know what I would ask? How come God doesn't build his own temples and mosques and churches? How come humans have to do it? Hmm? How can I come to God and God is omnipresent? Right? You know what's omnipresent? Google. You know what's all around the world? Google. You know what has more power than Yahamashah? Any deity? Google. Google is more power than any god on this planet. And the thing is, I can prove Google. You can't prove yours. Ask me a question. I'll put it in Google. An answer will come up. Can we do that with your God? No, we have to wait. That's Pisces. Shout out to you though. That's Pisces. I'm off that. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate your support. Right? Google is the young people's version of God. But if we're going to pass down anything to these kids to tomorrow, it should be thinking. We don't want to pass down blind faith. We want to teach them cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Gender. In everything, there's a masculine and feminine principles. In everything. This is something we can measure. This is something we can measure. right? The only thing we need to pass down is how this stuff works. Now, for many of you, I'm almost 40. If you're around my age, you think the world is crazy. The world ain't going crazy. The problem is you. The world ain't going crazy. The problem is you. You don't fit. You have all these ideals about the past. Now, no, if you pay attention closely, you're starting to hear people talk about the good old days. Even millennials are talking about, oh, 90s music was better. That's subjective. Oh, our time was better. That's subjective. Isn't that what the elders said to us? Isn't that ageism? Right? That's division. Right? Instead of saying your period was better, share something from your period. Young people will be more inclined to listen if you share. Hey, I like that song. Matter of fact, you have a sample in that. There's a sample in that song. Let me show you where it came from. Ain't nobody trying to hear no old farts talking about their period, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to cause a disconnect. See, you remember stuff like this. You used to go in Walmart and somebody was there. I appreciate you. Thank you for loving my content. But God is real to you, right? To you. But you can't actually show me that, beloved. It's in your own head. And the word God, do the etymology on it. It is a Germanic word. All it means is to pour a libation. It does not mean what you think it means, right? You got to keep in mind, you're in another group of people's language, right? And words matter. This is a Germanic word. Rome and the Germanic tribes used to go at it, right? And their language blended with each other. So when we say God, we are speaking a German word. That's not my opinion. It is from the Visigoths. It does not mean what you think it means. It never meant love. It never meant caring. It never meant nothing. It means to pour a libation. But the interesting thing is, many of us talk about ancestors. They never use that word. Aztecs never used the word God. Incas never used the word God. Africans never used the word God. Natives to America never used that word. They started using that word because they lost a war. You know who their God was? In the stars. In the stars. Right? I appreciate you. See, this is what we remember. We remember going into Walmart and a person greeting us, asking us how we doing. See, that's the old world. See, when I walk into Walmart now, ain't nobody there. See, this is what we holding on to. So it's a gift and a curse that human beings have memory, because this is what we hold on to. This is what we hold on to. I remember, right? I remember. This is what we remember, right? Now, Pete, look down. When I was little, all of those lines was filled. You understand? All of those lines was filled. You see what's happening? You see what's happening? All those lines was filled when I was a youngster. Do I complain about them? Or do I keep it moving? Do I let somebody, an old politician that represents Pisces, tell me they're going to bring these jobs back? That's a lie. It ain't never coming back. Never. Do I let a politician that's 80, that's born into Pisces, that is born into hierarchy, that don't even understand search engine optimization, tell me that they're going to bring these jobs back? That is a lie. It's never coming back. The world that I remember is gone. And I got to accept that. It's over. There will never be cashiers there. Never. It's over. And that's okay. Change happens. This is okay. You know why? Because it was our job to learn skills that make us valuable now. See this woman right here? She needs to take a break. She's human. She has human problems. She might not call in, or she might call in and say, I had a death in the family. She's human. She has human issues and human problems. These don't. They don't talk. They don't need a bathroom break. They don't need a union, right? Anybody telling you they're about to bring back a situation where people are working here, they're finessing you. Let me tell you something. One thing about a charismatic leader is they're good with nostalgia, right? Umar Johnson, phenomenal orator. One of his skills? Nostalgia. He can't tell you about 2050. He could tell you about 1850. And because we come from Pisces, we latch on to it. Yeah, brother, bring back the good old days. Donald Trump, make America great again. And what does that fire off in a person's mind? Where people felt needed, where people felt important. Yeah, bring that world back. Yeah. Worlds never come back, y'all. The moment we started using gunpowder, did we ever go back to Iraq? The moment where the internet happened, do you know a world with no internet? We never go backwards. The good old days is not behind us. It's in front of us. It's in front of us. It's in front of us. It's not behind us, y'all. But charismatic leaders, one of the things they do, they create a vision of the past and they trick you into thinking that that's how tomorrow is going to be. And you fall for it. Fall for it. Salute to you, bro. Bro, been rocking with me for a minute. Salute to the homie. You fall for it. Oh, recreate Black Wall Street. And you buy you right into it. Yeah, let's do it. Make America great again. Yeah, let's do it. Question. What's your plan for 2050? Question. What's your plan for automation? What is your plan as we move forward and everything that you thought about humanity, you are tested and triggered from it? What's your plan? Huh? You talking about the past. What's your plan? Remember when this was a thing? Right? What is your plan when this happens? What are y'all talking about? But then people will be the first to say, oh, they're distracting us. The only distraction is how you're going to eat tomorrow. I have a question. If your kids are 10, 11, 12, if your kids are between 10 and 21, how are they going to get food? What's your plan? Because it's bigger than just, just get a job. You can't just tell people, oh yeah, my son and daughter, they're in college. What does that mean? Put that in your head right now. You're 10-year-old, 11, 12, 15, 18-year-old. Some of you got children that's going to graduate this year. What's the plan? You had 18 years. What's the plan? Are you going to hit your kids with the, you better find a job or I'm kicking you out? You know how messed up that is to your sons and daughters? That you had 18 years to develop something in them, to make them useful and valuable to the marketplace. And now, because you want to have a man, especially the mamas, I'm sorry. Mama got to have a life. Got to call it out. Because I get calls every day. My son, my daughter, daughters too. I'm ready to have a life. My question is, Miss, what were you doing with them? All this talk, men, single mamas, single mamas, single mamas. Okay, the joke's on you, sir. When your son and daughter's 18 and 21, now they not cute no more. When your son and daughter is 18 and 21, see, they not cute no more. All that single mama talk, all that mama gotta have a life, all that dumbass talking that dudes and women is doing, I take y'all out the picture. We already washed up. We got bodies on us. We use goods. What about the kids? Which podcast could talk about that? Yeah. We all got kids. We all had sex. We all had bills. We washed up. We 40. Cool. What about your kids? Where your kids gonna get money from? Now it's not so funny no more, right? Now it's not so funny. Now it's not so funny. Before it was protect Kevin Samuels at all costs. How's his daughter? Oh. See, it's fun and games, right? The back and forth, content strategy. Cool. We on the back end of life. What about these people's daughter? Nothing I say matters. If when my son turned 21, he don't have a clue what to do with his life. Throw everything I said away. Because that's the real report card. And you notice something? One thing you don't see on podcast conversation, nobody brings the baby's report cards. How is your kids doing? Why no one talking about their children? I don't understand this shit. I don't care if you qualify for a man or not. I don't care if you're a lonely man. Y'all got kids? How they doing? Can I see their report card? I hear you talking fat mouthing. Your kid in public school? I see a bunch of purses online. I see a bunch of weird flexing, right? Your kid is in public school. How I want to see a flex, how you can flex to me, show me your babies. That's the flex. I don't give a damn about no trip. I don't give a damn about getting flued out. What is your babies on? Your kid play chess? Your kid got a hobby? Your kid speak another language? Does your kid come home after school and just sit there and watch TV? What is your kids doing? Yeah. That's how you judge who's the real flexers. Say what you want about me. I pay for private school every single month. What are you talking about? I'm at the parent teacher conferences. Right? I have a one-on-one relationship with the person with the people that's educating my child. Why is this important? Because I'm not the future. He's the future. There's a reason why them conversation on these podcasts stay at masculinity, femininity, dating, getting flued out, blah, blah, blah. You won't talk about them babies. Mute. Let me see your kid's report card. What does your kid eat? Oh, we really want to flex? Does your kid eat processed food? Conversation and games go out the window, right? Your babies meditate. Your children respectable. Can your kids go over other people's house and add value? When your kids go over other people's house and then those parents ask those kids about your child, what do they say about your child? Oh, see, now the conversation changes. You know why? Because now we're talking about the future and not the past. Who cares who get flued out? Who cares about all that shit? Who cares? Right? High value man this, high value man that. Guess what's missing from the conversation? High value children. Different kind of report card, huh? Different kind of report card, right? Does your kids have life insurance? Does your kids know how to use the ATM? Does your kids know how to pay bills? You give them bills, your babies know how to pay? Does your 10-year-old, 11, 12-year-old know how to pay? Does your kids know when the cops come to the door and ask if you there? No, I ain't seen them. Y'all so focused on the old world, right? This is what your babies know. See, these young people want to provide value. You come from a place where you want to be needed. Now, who's suffering from this greatly right now? Men are. Here go your job. Here go your job now. Needed, needed. You want to be needed. And if you're not needed, it's a problem. But it's a human thing. What do people say? Oh, I know God loves me. Why do we say that? To feel important. We have a thing about meaning. We want to feel important. We want to feel like we matter. All this is about mattering and being important because the world is so interesting and big. So we want to know that we're not just here. So we want to matter, right? If this becomes the norm and men aren't needed for the military, then what? This is where a lot of men used to get their bones from. If they don't need you, then what? What do you do? What do you do if you're not needed anymore? If this is warfare and this is what it is, what do you do? No one needs you, right? No one needs you. Men and women, no one needs you. That's why you keep talking about the past, to make yourself needed now. And the difference between then and now is your importance was given to you. Jobs was handed out to men. It was given to you. Your manhood was given to you. A woman was given to you. As a woman, your femininity was given to you. You know what's different now? Now you have to create your role, and people can't fathom that shit. Technology makes people feel less important because you don't know what to do, right? You are terrified about how this world is going to look because you don't know where to be important or not. So you're hanging on, right? You don't want to live long because you want to provide value. You want to live long because you're scared to be forgotten. That's Pisces. Legacy, legacy, legacy. Seriously, why do you care if you live forever? Yeah, I want to pass things down to my family. You're going to be dead. And 9 times out of 10, your kids are going to fumble that bag anyway. You don't know who they're going to be. You're not even asking them if they want that. The best thing you could do is set up trust, right? Instead of generational wealth, generational wealth. Not even talking about trust. Where you're just going to give people money. You're not even asking them if they want to run your company. They might want to travel. They might want to create things. You're not even asking them, do they even want to do that? You know why? Pisces. That's Pisces thinking. These kids are not wired like that. And you know I'm telling you the truth. Your kids be on the tablet and the phone watching other people play video games. Am I lying? Your kids watch people play Mario Brothers and Zelda. That's what your kids are doing. And you know what you do? Because I did it. Watch something else. You need to be like this. You need to be like that. I was pushing my kid away, right? Instead of sitting down with him. Hey, why you like this? Why you like this? Why do you like what you like? Never dawned on me. Why do you like that? Right? And guess what my mom and them didn't do? Right? Didn't ask me, why do I like Nintendo? Didn't ask me, why do I like Saved by the Bell? Didn't ask me, why do I like New York Undercover? Didn't ask me why I like the hip hop I like. Generational divide. Coming in with judgments. Right? Giving our opinion of what we think that is. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. I'm not going to lose my child. I don't give a damn what the world is doing. I'm paying very close attention to him. Oh, that's what you into? I'm coming. I'm mobbing. I'm mobbing. I ain't going to lose my kid because I'm born in 1983 and I'm used to the world sounding a certain type of way. I'm not losing my child. Many people are losing their children because they cannot adapt and adjust to the New World Order. And the New World Order, right? The New World Order is their choice. The New World Order is change. The New World Order is new gods. One of the ways many of us Pisces have felt important is God, God, God. You hear people say this in today in my chat, right? God, God, God. Well, I got bad news for you. Gods always change, depending on who's winning the war. Now, my job is to be historically right. So I'm going to say something many of you may disagree with. That's fine. I'm going to put it on record. Now, as we age, right? As we age, just remember I said this. Okay? Now, what I'm about to say, I was fasting when I came up with this. Okay? The way we started the video, we started with astrology and the ages, right? Now, sophisticated witches and warlocks have took what is in the stars and put them on the ground, right? So we don't look up, we look down. Now, these stars on the ground are the tomorrow's gods. Not you and my God, but Generation Alpha and Generation Beta's gods. Give you an example. Michael Jordan is called Michael Air Jordan, right? You see an element associated with his name. As history goes on, He's going to become a god. And you know why? The great neutralizer, the camera. Anything before the camera will not count as history. Just like there was tribes that passed their history down orally, right? And you got to be a deep, deep researcher to find out history before history, right? Because ancient people did not write shit down. They talked about it and it was passed from mouth to ear. When the written language came, the written language was able to neutralize hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of years of other people's history to the point it seemed like it never even happened. To the point anything outside of Abrahamic religions, you call devil, you call pagan. And do you know why? It's because you know the written language. And the people you call pagan had none. So they can't tell their story. So that's how you think it's always been like this. No, it hasn't. Those that have written history are able to dehumanize the people before written history. Indigenous, natives, oh, that's voodoo. Oh, no, that's the devil. Oh, no. You know why you can say that? It's because they don't have written language. Now, let me tell you about the camera. If the camera never seen it, it never existed. So, the stars on the ground, guess what they all have in common? Cameras. They are the gods tomorrow. I'm not talking about you. You don't matter. I'm talking about your grandchildren's gods. These are the gods. Because your grandchildren are only going to be wired for history that is recorded from the camera. If they can't see it, then it never happened. Just like you can't believe that human beings have been here for millions of years with buildings, thriving civilizations, government, everything. You know why? Because it's not in the written language. So you don't believe it. There will be no people in the future following Abrahamic religions. You know why? Because you can't see it. You're from Pisces. So you're wired for following people. You're wired for blind faith. Not these youngsters. Show me. The young people are show me what you talking about. Let's conduct an experiment or else I ain't going. You're not like that. Grandmama told you Jesus, Allah, you believed it. Not them. See, this ain't really about you. This about your babies and the babies that come after that. You're going to have to figure out how to get in where you fit in. Because this world is happening whether you like it or not. Now, I like for people to think I'm crazy. Just remember where you heard it first. As the years go by, I might be where I'm at. You might be where you're at. Listen to what I'm telling you. The new gods of tomorrow are celebrities. Michael Jackson is called what? Moonwalker. You see us associating elements with humans? As time goes on, that same individual is going to be a god. He's just Michael to us, but not to the future, though. In your mind, you're hearing, I don't believe that. I don't care what you believe. For some reason, many of you think you matter in the grand scheme of things. Shit, I don't even matter. I'm trying to make myself matter. Many of you think in the grand scheme of things, but I get it. That's Pisces in you. That's Pisces in you holding on. I get that. I get that, right? It's your way to hold on to the past. But many of you have never even heard Generation Beta. Do you know what that is? Do you know how their mindset will be? What about Generation Alpha? Have you ever heard of that? Hmm? We're holding on to these things because we need to feel important. Society made you important. A lot of the things y'all was born into, you didn't even work for. Especially a dude. Since I'm a man, I deserved a big piece of chicken. You ain't earned that. You was just born. That's the way society was. Patriarchy is part of Pisces. There ain't none of that shit in the new world. Your manhood has to be defined by you, not men. You, sir. If you notice, what do guys say? Men don't do this. Men don't do that. Guess what they're not talking about? Themselves. They're sticking themselves in a group. Why? That's Pisces. Men this, men that. Fam, you are talking about a world where things were created for you. All you had to do was be born. It's trying like to explain whiteness. Hey, you're white. I don't get it. Hey, you're white. Hey, I don't get it. Okay, same with you being a dude. There's certain things baked into the society. All you got to do is be born. It ain't like that in Aquarius. You a man, show and prove. And you're going to have to show and prove with more than money. Because average people are going to be around each other. Okay, so you got to have something special and different about you. Nobody wants smoke with being self-made. Nobody wants smoke with that. Everybody wants a king or the government or somebody to do the work for them when it comes to their identity. Nobody wants to stand up and say, I'm this man, I'm this kind of woman. Me, talking about me by myself. I don't speak for women and I don't speak for men. I speak for me. That's why you hear all this group talk. Women this, men this. You know when I show up as me. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Me. That's who? Me. I am not a representative of black men. I'm showing up as me. These are my opinions, my ideals. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I win, I win. If I lose, it's on me. That's Aquarius. I ain't hiding behind no group. What men do. Men are this. I don't give a damn what men do. I don't like half these niggas. So I don't care what they do. I'm only rocking with good ideals. Ideals that make sense to me. So the gods of today are your celebrities. If you notice, and if you're honest, on a daily basis, you know more about celebrities than you do the supernatural. These are the gods. The reason why they can be gods is because gods are whatever we say they are. Now, that's a concept that is very hard for people to fathom, that we create the gods, right? That's the that's one of the biggest tricks in the world, to think that someone was like, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm going to create human beings. No. You know what's more terrifying? Finding out that we've been here forever. You know what's more terrifying? Finding out there's civilizations on top of civilizations on top of civilizations. Doesn't make you feel good, right? It makes you feel better knowing that, man, there's a God out there and he loves me. Out of all people, me. And God opened that door for me. So did God close that door for another person? Because you know, for your door to be open, some door got to close. I don't care. In Jesus' name, this phone is a blessing. Really, this phone got cobalt in it. This comes from Africans digging the ground. That's a blessing? You know, for you to eat, someone got to starve, right? You know, for you to win, someone has to lose, right? For you to be blessed, someone has to be unblessed. You understand that, right? Okay. And you justify it. God chose me. No, that's just nature. Some days you win, some days you lose. It's a good day and it's a bad day, depending on where you're at, right? But really? You're chosen? What about the people that dug this phone up? What about them? When you're eating fruit in America in the wintertime, where do you think this stuff comes from? Where do you think rubber on car tires come from? Have you ever heard of cobalt? Where do you think this stuff comes from? The ground, right? The people are savages, so it doesn't matter, right? Right? Everything you eat, your entire way of life, is at the expense of someone else. You know what being American is? I can go to my faucet and turn the water on and it just keep going. I can check into a hotel and water just keep coming out. Have you been out the country before? Do you know how you live with yourself? It's the Abrahamic God. Winners, losers, right? Right? But what we learned, we talked about earlier about rhythm, right? This is natural law, rhythm. That everything flows in and out. Everything has its tides, right? So the same way you're winning today, you could be losing tomorrow. And that's just the ebb and flow of life. Has nothing to do with nothing supernatural. Now, what I will say is our thoughts do attract, for sure. But at the end of the day, it's a game of chance, right? Why is that hard to accept? Because it doesn't make you feel important. Same way we buy luxury clothes. Why? To feel important, right? Why does a dude buy his girl a bag? So she can show other chicks that don't have the bag to feel important. This is all about feeling important, right? Do I believe in God? No. No. Let me tell you, I don't believe in nothing except myself, okay? I don't believe that God is a title, so trying to describe something. Here's the thing. If you could put it in words and if you could count it, it's not infinite, right? So, how I show reverence is I come outside and I look up at the sun and I marvel. I don't try to understand it. I don't try to ask myself what created that. I am totally comfortable with the great mysteries in life. That keeps me in student mode. I don't need to feel important. I know that I'm this big on this planet, and that's okay. I know it's dudes with a bigger peen than me. That's okay. And dudes are taller than me, and that's okay. And dudes have more money than me, and that's okay. Accepted that. That's okay. I don't know everything. And because I don't know, I'm not going to say, well, God did it. No. Because I don't know, it allows me to seek and seek, right? But eventually I get to a point where there's no more information on the topic. And I'm okay with that. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how the moon got here. I don't know about the sun. We can have theories. We could talk about aliens. That's the fun part. But the thing about it is, I don't know. And because I don't know, I'm not going to create something called God. God is human. God is has limitations. The great mystery has no limitations. The great mystery doesn't have an ego. God has an ego. I'm not going to adhere to something that has an ego. Nigga, you act just like me. I can be petty. God is petty? I can be jealous. God is jealous? If you don't praise me, the rocks are going to cry out. That's something I would do. You know, baby girl. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you want this paper, you know what I mean? You're going to have to twerk something, no. You're going to have to twerk something if you want this paper. See? Transactional. My spirituality is not transactional. There's no transaction, right? The spirit realm does not have human shit. The spiritual realm is not in survival mode, right? My spiritual realm is pure. It's energy. It doesn't exist between time and space. It exists between time and it doesn't have no rules. It doesn't love me or hate me. It's an it. Why am I talking like this? Get used to it. Because your children, when they're in their 20s and 30s, they're going to talk like me. And you're going to be like, get out of here with that witchery. And guess what? You're going to lose your kids. Because they want to wonder, right? They want to seek, right? They don't always want to memorize shit. What's this mean? Humanity is shadow, sir. Humanity is your shadow. Humanity is your eating, your fear, your deviancy, your shadow. And we associate that same shadow to deities. It's called anthropomorphism. This is how Abrahamic faiths have a shadow part to them. Tuh, shit. Y'all not gonna do what I say? I'm gonna flood your whole shit. You ain't gonna do what I want you to do? Tuh, it's over for you. Man, please. I'm not living like that. But I'm a live and let die kind of person, right? I can't speak for anybody else, right? Can't speak for anybody else. Everybody's free to go in their direction. What I like to be is historically right. That's all. Look at the trend, look at where it's going, and be able to call it. And so far, if you go back to my videos 2 years ago, up until now, everything I said happened. Because what I'm looking at ain't nothing on it. Everything I said happened. 2 years ago, I said everybody's going to go through a subscription model. Rise of Patreon. How did I know? How did I know? Right? I talked about the new normal 2 years ago. How did I know? Right? Because I want to be historically right. I don't give a fuck about the past. Unless it's something I could grab and I could use. I don't care. right? Everything was good just a week ago. Everything was good just a week ago. This totally changes the game. Y'all know what y'all looking at? Y'all looking at nuclear fusion. This is the new normal. Nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is going to make us question what it means to be human. Because we really don't know what to do when we're not in survival mode. The rise of mental illness is because people have time. During the Paleolithic and Neolithic age, right? If you was running from a predator, do you got time to be depressed? You got time to be stressed? You got time to have anxiety? Do you know what people's problem is? Time. They don't know what to do with their time. Because in the new normal, you are in charge of that. That's what's making people bug out. No one's telling you what to do. And there's a thing in human beings. We want slavery. We want people to tell us what to do. We want people to put us on a schedule. We want people to manage us. How do you know? Look how people take their relationships. They'll take their relationships and put it in a court of public opinion. Is it okay for a man to do this? Is it okay for a woman to do this? Why are y'all asking the peanut gallery? Just do you. Why are you asking your comment section, is it okay if your man or your woman keeps in contact with an ex? You know why? Because you don't know how to feel outside of someone telling you what to do. So once the court of public opinion says, no, a married man ain't supposed to do that. You know what you're going to do? Bring that into your relationship. Hey, a married man is not supposed to do that. Where do you get that from? Your comment section? They don't know shit. Hey, fellas, is a woman supposed to do this? Oh, okay. Babe, the bro said. You mean to tell me other people are telling you what to do in your relationship? Really? I don't live in that world. I do what I want. Win or lose, judge me how you judge me. With all my flaws, one of my strengths is I don't give a fuck about groupthink or what no one thinks of me. I'm gonna have my relationship how I want it. I'm gonna raise my family how I want. I'm gonna dress how I want, look how I want. I don't give a damn what the public thinks. Buy this here. Picture me coming to the peanut gallery about my life. And so people could put their fears on me. But nuclear fusion, shout out to you, fam. Appreciate it, Raven. How you doing? Appreciate you coming here. I definitely want this space to be a different space than every other body space, right? A place of learning. I don't give a damn about no gender war, none of that. Over here is about bars, period. Right? So, nuclear fusion, right? Why is this important? Because nuclear fusion is going to make everybody question their humanity. What is a man if he's not running from food? What is a man if he's not chasing something? What is a man when there's clean energy? Oh, so let me tell you what nuclear fusion if you didn't know. So we're clear because this is happening right now. Nuclear fusion is a man-made process that replicates the same energy that powers the sun. While we're talking about dumbass shit, masculine, feminine, these people have created the power of a star. If you've seen Iron Man, that energy in his chest powering him, that is it has the energy of a star. A star. What do you mean the Most High? I will put nuclear fusion up against any god you talk about. This is the power of a star. Do you know what this is going to do to humanity? But first, people got to go. And the people that have to go are the people that are bringing Pisces into the future. Your gods, your hierarchy, your whole way of life, the shit you holding on to, you can't go. The future is not for you. I'm sorry. You know survival, right? You don't want to be in a world where everybody's even and we share work with each other. You want to be in a world of hierarchy where one man is under another man is under another man. You want to be in a world, if you're a woman, where the man tells you what to do. And you know what, baby? I respect you, but you can't go. You want a soft life, right? You want to rest. Cool. You're going to rest your ass into extinction. You can't go. Because the age of Aquarius is not about no one being under nobody. It's about sharing and learning and personal development. Y'all don't want that world. You a woman, oh, I need me a man to take these bills up off me. You don't want to grind. You know why? Because you don't want to find out about yourself. So you want somebody to come in and save you. That's Pisces. Jesus shit. Save me from being an adult, man. Come in and whisk me away, man. Right? Then you let the man come and take you back to Pisces, put you in Abrahamic shit. That's Pisces. And the man, oh, you don't need me. It ain't about you being needed. It's about self-discovery. It's about people being where they are because they want to be. Want to be needed? First of all, if you need somebody, you end up resenting them. You hate the fact that you need them. Tell the truth. If you a woman and your man pay all the bills, you resent that man. You know why? Because you need him. If you a man and you need a woman to wash clothes for you and cook for you and do all that, you resent that woman because you need her. You don't like that. You know there's certain ways you got to move because if not, they're going to pull that from you. The youth of tomorrow are not playing that game. They want collaboration. They don't want to be needed. You see how they're so open-minded. They don't judge like we judge until we put that on them. That's the New World Order. You think it's some government shit. No, the New World Order first is age. Right? What is an age? Between 2000 and 2160 years. That's age. Age of Pisces. We are from Pisces. We remember a world pre-internet. We know a world of hierarchy. We know a world where people have to be under each other. We know a world of saviors and messiahs, and you got to follow people. That ain't the world that these kids want. And they're not going to. You're going to have a fight on your hands trying to bring yesterday into today. They're not going. They have Google. They have everything from your past on here. What are you talking about? They are born in an era of nuclear fusion. Run this through your mind. Look at the sun. They have figured out how to create that energy. A star. This is what I believe Michio Kaku calls a type 2 or type 3 civilization, when you begin to use the energy of your star. Nuclear fusion takes us out of our reptilian and mammal brain and puts us into a whole new world, because we don't know a world where we could just wake up and exist. Guess what, though? Some people got to go. Everybody can't get this. Everybody can't get this. I know everybody can't get this. Look at what y'all talking about. Dying alone. I need a man. I need a woman. These people made a star. Man and woman have to be redefined in Aquarius, because everything that we base it on is Pisces. The world of Mussolini, the world of Genghis Khan, the world of Attila the Hun, the world of conquerors, the world of manifest destiny, the world of the Abrahamic religions. That's based on an age. If you don't fit into the new world, there's not even natural selection anymore. It's algorithm selection. Your algorithm is going to take you up out of here, straight up. Now, let me explain how that works. You can take it or leave it. My thing is about being historically right. You remember Nightmare on Elm Street? You remember how Freddy killed you in a dream, right? And you coughed in real life. Freddy killed you in a dream and you died in real time. There is no more natural selection. It's algorithm selection. And based on your algorithm, that's going to be the determining factor if you are going to exist in a world of nuclear fusion. How does that work? Your relationship with the cloud is going to play out in real time. The same way Freddy killed you in a dream, what you experience in your algorithm is going to play out for you on real time. You better be careful what you watch. Our worlds are merged. This is the dream world. There is no more natural selection. That's Pisces. It's algorithm selection. And based on your relationship with the cloud, that's going to play out in real time. Don't listen to me. What I want you to do, though, is keep soaking up content that leads you nowhere and watch what happens in your real day to day. Keep soaking up gossip. Keep clicking on videos that say such and such exposed, right? Keep clicking on videos where you just highly entertain, kikiing. Remember, the brain doesn't differentiate what's real and what's fake. So the brain don't know you in the cloud, right? Everything that happens on this cloud, on this phone, plays out in real time. There is no separation. Now, your determining factor, if you are fit to be here for tomorrow, is how you use the internet. Your internet signature. You are telling the cloud what kind of person you are. Doesn't mean you got to be perfect every day. No. But your good on the internet has to outweigh your bad. Sure, you can sneak a little, you know what I mean, DP compilation in. Yeah, you can sneak it in every now and then. Not every day. Right? You can sneak a little your porn category tell who you really are. Your porn category tell who you really are. So I'm not saying you got to be a saint. You can balance it out, but you have to have more on the personal development side. You know what I'm saying? More on the personal development side, right? You can sneak in amateur compilation, whatever you into, right? You can sneak it in there. Listen, I know already what you're into, right? Some of y'all be looking at porn when you at work, right? If I go through that porn category on your phone, but guess what? No judgment. This is Aquarius. I don't got a heaven or hell to put you in. No judgment to your porn category, long as it ain't the babies, right? That's the shadow, right? Acceptance of your humanity. That's your humanity. That's what you're into. And it's okay. That's Aquarius. Pisces is you looking at shit, feeling hella guilty that you watched the gangbang. That's what you like. That's what you like. And Aquarius is about leaning into who you are. That's not all you are. That's just an aspect. That's Aquarius. See, I don't judge you, right? See, I don't judge you. It doesn't change how I see you. If you're a great content creator, you're still a great content creator, even if I know that about you. If you're a dope mom, what you looked at on that phone, it doesn't stop you from being a dope mom. It doesn't overlap. Pisces thinking, things overlap. You a hoe, so therefore you gotta be a terrible mom. No, no, no. Two different things. Two different things. Pisces sees everything as one. You a hoe, so therefore you a terrible mom. No, they're separate. You got to learn. Aquarius is about having different windows open and being able to flow through those seamlessly. Right? That's Aquarius. I don't judge you. Shout out to you, Ryan. You can be all that. You know what I'm saying? You could be dope and still have kinks. Right? Pisces does not know what to do with humanity. So it has to put you in a place to judge you. Oh, you nasty. Oh, you this. Oh, you that. Salem witch trials. You can't do that to humans. We've never been one thing. We've always been complex. Right? But Pisces is binary. Heaven, hell, good, bad, black, white. You're naughty. Therefore, you won't make a good husband, or you won't make a good wife, or you won't make a good friend. They overlap. Right? They overlap. But in Aquarius age, that don't overlap. So you could go to Vegas and have a very whorish weekend, and when you get back, you could be the mom of the year. They ain't the same. That's primal. This is mom. See how my brain is able to separate them? Right? That was Vegas. That was the weekend. Now this is Monday and I'm back on my shit. I forgot about what happened. That's Aquarius. And guess who's like that? Your kids. Your kids are like that, right? Their worlds don't overlap, right? That's why many of you have a hard time figuring your babies out because you're trying to put them somewhere. I don't get it. These kids are weird. No, they're not. It's from a different age. You don't get it. And you're not supposed to because they have more winners here than you. So why would you get it? But if you don't get it, you're not going to be here. Because nuclear fusion is a real thing. And these young people don't want to work 80 hours. They don't want to grind. They want energy. They want to exist. They want to create. We still talking about grind. Did we not learn anything from COVID? Do you know why the bag? Do you know why? Because when you come from Pisces, your value is being more important than other people. Humans are funny. Aldous Huxley says to his dog, every man is Napoleon. Hence the constant popularity of dogs. To his dog, every man is Napoleon. Hence the constant popularity of dogs. What does that mean? We have a thing in us from Pisces. We have a need to matter. So we buy cars we can't afford. We post our pictures. You know what I'm saying? I've done it, right? Right? I remember I took a trip somewhere, and I'm about to upload, and me uploading the picture. I'm taking my eye off my vacation, right? I'm taking my eye off my vacation, right? Also, people on social media could be like, I see you, Ken. I see you. When I caught myself, I felt so stupid. Why am I doing this again? Oh, because I need people to know I travel. Why? Pisces. See? Yeah, I'm stunning on you hoes. Yeah. Stunning. Yeah. You can't, you know how we turn up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We like that. That's Pisces. Because here's the thing, though. The flip side of that. When you can't do that, you're depressed. See how it goes? When you can't stunt, you're depressed. You say your life is trash. When you can't pull up in a certain car or you can't update the world, how you doing? Now you're depressed. Now you got anxiety. That's Pisces. You see how it goes? See how it goes? Right? When you don't got nothing to show, then your energy is low. Soon as you get that whip, watch this income tax. It's gonna be new cars with temp tags, and people gonna post them. Yeah, I prayed for this. The Lord gave me this. No, He didn't. You got income tax, right? And guess what? People gonna be like, I see you. Or you get married. You post a ring. He said yes. Who's that for? That's Pisces. The woman needs other women to come be like, oh my God, you so lucky. Ooh, wow. I can't wait for it to be my turn. Pisces. Wasn't him proposing good enough? No. You need the sister girls to see you. When the men say, men are visual. Okay. What are they really saying? He want to get a woman that dudes be like, damn, woo, Yo, I see you. Yo, she got a sister. Bro, hook me up with her partner. You know, niggas, right? You know. Bro, she got a friend. Damn. Bro, I see you. It ain't even about the woman. It's about the bros. What is that? Pisces. Why can't her beauty be good enough? It ain't. Bruh, what you think? Showing the picture and shit. What you think? Damn! She got a cousin. You coming back to your other point. Hey, her friend look like Janet Jackson. Control. Pisces. Yeah, shit. My nigga gonna hook me up with this. Ooh, the girl look like Janet Jackson. And when she show up not looking how you want to look, you mad. But what you mad for? You mad because you can't show nobody. You mad because you can't show nobody. You want to flex. That's Pisces. And we can't take that mentality into the new world. If we ain't sharing business that we doing, what we talking about? Okay, yeah, you post a book, boom. You know what I'm saying? But no, I did it too. And I'll be honest with you, I know why I was doing it. I did things to flex on people. I knew exactly, yeah, girls from the past, you gonna count me out. Look at me now. You know, nigga, we look at me now. Yeah, you told me I couldn't do it. That's all our story. Yeah, you counted me out, but look at me now. Money phone. Mm-hmm. Look at me now. That's what we do, right? Why can't the upgrade be enough? Pay attention to your kids. They're not like that. I gotta pump my son up. Son, you do this, you do this, you do this, and you do this, and you do this. He 14. And you know his thing is, I'll be pissed off. Yo, man, you do this, blah, blah, blah. And he other kids like that too. Mad shit going on. They don't care. You know what they care about? Hanging out with their friends. My son be sad as hell sometimes. And I'll be mad. What's the problem today? He's sad because one of his friends at school is sad. Well, such and such is having a problem at their house. And I'm like, nigga, what? What are you talking about? You know me, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, man, look at your daddy, man. I'm pulling up, I'm cool. I know all the music. I'm pulling up fresh. What you mad at? Look at your life. He sad because one of his friends are sad. You see, Aquarius? They feel something we don't feel. And you got to be careful because how they feel about being here, some of them are borderline suicidal. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because their emotions are bumping into Pisces. When we're telling them, don't feel like that, don't feel like that, don't feel like that. When we're trying to push competition in them and push hierarchy in them, and they're like, yo, how do I feel? They want to pick flowers and shit. That's what they are. You got to keep your eye on your kid, right? Listen, they have something that we didn't have like that, which is time, right? Which is time. People are going through severe cases of mental illness because of time. These kids have time. We grew up in crack and gang banging and welfare and all. Like, yo, why do we talk about the 90s like it was popping like that? First of all, here's how messed up the 90s was. I couldn't sit over there with my nerd friend. How is 90s popping when I can joke with one of my friends in math class, but because he don't got the sneakers or because she ain't cool enough, when it comes to lunchtime, they got to sit over there and I got to act like I don't know him. What side you from? What side you from? That's 90s. Why we fronting about like the 90s was just, what are you talking about? The 90s was brutal if your mama couldn't get you no Jordans. The 90s was brutal if you couldn't get that starter jacket. What are you talking about? The 90s made you violent because school was gladiator camp. What are y'all talking about? Our time that we was growing up was not popping like that. People was on crack. Your aunties and your uncles, family members stealing each other purse. What y'all talking about? Why are y'all don't like how these kids dress? First of all, Tupac had a nose ring. Criss Cross had their pants backwards. We had cuts in our eyebrows. We had cross colors. We were wearing clothes that didn't even match each other. How dare y'all talk about these young people's clothes or their music or how we dance? Nelly said, put it in your mouth. Biggie had 10 crack commandments. What are we talking about? Tupac had, I see death around the corner, talking about dying. What are we talking about? But the 90s, though, right? But the 90s, though. These kids play with who they want. You ain't have that freedom. We let the culture tell us who our friends was. Because there was definitely a cool side and a not so cool side. When I would go to new schools, I would start off neutral and I would figure out how to get out of my character to get inside the cool side. Because I don't want to be over there. And this is what we're. In the 90s, if a girl gave head, she was a chicken head. What you talking about? How was the 90s that popping? You couldn't even give head. The way the girls now be like, oh yeah, I got that Gawk 3000. You could never do that in 1996, 97, 98. When Little Kim came out with hardcore, people was like, Lord mercy. Never. The girls now is like, I got that Gawk 3000. They lead with that and say it. In the 90s, somebody found, even if it was your boyfriend, you gave him head, you a chicken head. And that would ride with you all through your high school. You know Tamara who? Chicken head Tamara? The 90s. Wasn't even free. You a whole 30-year-old woman. People still chicken head Tamara? What you did in 8th grade? The 90s. These kids don't live in that world. They don't want to either. That's all Pisces. Tribalism, judging and shaming, and you don't have no humanity. right? You're not an individual. You are not allowed to personally define who you are. It has to run through the filter of the cool, the 90s. It wasn't safe. A lot of us lost a lot of friends, right? Young people, gun violence, that's PTSD. What about the 90s? What are we talking about? We're lying. It was not like that. It was hard. It was mean. You couldn't be different. Why you think you have the manosphere? If you step back and listen to what they're saying, these are guys that didn't have a voice in the 90s because the 90s was all about being a thug. They had no room for young intellects or young nerds. The 90s. And look what you're hearing now. Look what you're hearing now. Look what you're hearing now. That's them talking on these podcasts. Let's go back to this, right? Funny how things flip around. In the 7 Hermetic principles, number 5, rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. You see the game, right? Those same boys, those same boys that you made it hard to jump off the porch with in the 90s are now your Kevin Samuels. See how rhythm goes? That's natural law. Mm-hmm. One nation rise, another falls. The person that you're laughing at now, the person that you're picking on now, is going to be them dudes tomorrow. And that goes for your children too. Those same babies that you don't get it. You're trying to run them through this 90s filter and this past filter. You putting their music down. You putting their how they dress down. Guess what? You're going to need them to bury you. You're going to need them to bury you. So you got to be careful with these young people. They got depression. They got anxiety. You know why? Because they're free. Because they have time. Because they're outside of the struggle. Right? So you have to monitor them because they get down very, 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 very easy. 1 in 4. 1 in 4. 17 to 19-year-olds. 1 in 4. Right? 1 in 4. Why? Time. They have time on their hands. The human being has never had time. It's driving people crazy, especially the youth. So even though they are these Aquarius indigo babies, they have to be helped to do with their time because they are not running from crackheads like you. They are in a whole different world. And because they have time, they also have space to get down and be depressed. And if you ask your babies why you crying, they're gonna say, I don't know. They don't even know. They have no clue. They don't even know what's wrong with them. 6.8 children have attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder. Do they though? Do they have attention deficit disorder or they don't give a damn about George Washington? Which one is it? Because if you put them on that tablet and that game, they sure do pay attention. Right? Ain't nothing wrong with these kids. Who the hell is judging them? Who's looking? Who's the one saying something is wrong with them? You know, in America, when they started expanding west, the boarding school concept started with Native American children, right? And these children had to cut their hair. They basically conditioned the Indian out of them, right? And the teachers at the boarding school were looking at these children as if something was wrong with them. They weren't Christian enough. They weren't European enough. That's the same way we look at these kids. Yeah, something's wrong with them. They got ADD. Yo, ain't nobody trying to hear about no damn John Adams. These kids want to know how to build. I guarantee you talk about the blockchain. I guarantee they pay attention. I guarantee you talk about virtual reality. I guarantee they pay attention. I guarantee you send them on a task on problem solving. I guarantee they pay attention. They don't have a problem with attention. They have a problem with what you're talking about. They don't give a damn. And you know why they don't give a damn? Because you ain't give a damn what them old people were talking about. You was trying to listen to the Crazy Sexy Cool album. You wasn't trying to hear none of that. You wasn't trying to hear none of that. Aaliyah album just dropped. What we talking about? The same way them people was trying to tell you shit. You didn't care about none of it. Family Matters come on tonight. It's Friday. Trying to hear that. What you talking about? What was that LL show? In the house? LL got the pant leg up. Mama, what is you talking about? I don't care. New York Undercover is on. Mary J. Blige is singing at Nipsey's. Not Nipsey's, what the Natalie's or whatever. You know, New York Undercover used to have the fire artists coming through, the fire guests. I ain't trying to hear that, mama. What you talking about? The same way your kids is doing it to you. You done became the old people. You done became not cool. Judgy. You did the same thing. That's natural. You wasn't trying to hear that. And then the more your mom and them pushed you away, the more they judged you, the more you lost connection. They didn't understand this hippity hoppity. They didn't understand that. Your mama just came home from church. You in the back room. Slam. Da 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 da. That's the boys people. Yo mama, man, turn that shit off. You got some nerve. You don't grew up. You must have forgot. I'm gonna remind you. You had Def Comedy Jam on your mom and them like, yo, turn that off. That ain't real music. Bad boy sampling all the music. If you really had a music old person by you, they used to get mad at samples. That ain't real music. They stealing a song. Mary J on Yo MTV Raps. All my love is all I have. And it's very special. Your granny and them uncles said, man, that ain't, they stealing. They ain't get it. And they wasn't supposed to. They was phasing out. They was supposed to sit with you and listen. You know what I'm saying? Don't be them OGs that don't do that. What they did to you, man. My generation, we did this, and y'all's ungrateful. Yeah. Man. And if it's funny, Because a lot of our mamas was teen moms. Like, mom, I know you ain't talking. You had a baby at 16. Go ahead somewhere with that. I know you ain't talking. Trying to get out my room with that bullshit. You coming in here like like Meemaw. Man, your name is Tiff. Coming in here like that. You had me at 16. Don't come in here. See, mama coming in there like Meemaw when she's supposed to come in there like Amber. That's your little sister. Mama, you a whole hoe. How about that? What is look, you know what it's like to struggle in school. You was hopping in older men cars and everything. Why aren't you talk to me real, mama? You old. What man, my brother's got we all got different daddies. Mama no. See, if your mama would have came to you like that, y'all would have a better relationship right now. But your mama tried to come in there like Meemaw, and she wasn't Meemaw. And you doing the same thing to your kids. Same thing. And I'm being so real. It sound funny, but I'm being so real. And when I say this, no judgment. Some of y'all women is jump offs to this day. No shade, no judgment. You like what you like. Take it easy on your kid, yo. Y'all got dick pics in your phone right now. You judging your daughter? You judging your son? You got niggas talking to you slick in the DM right now, talking about what you wearing. You looking for a babysitter for your kids right now so you can fly out for Christmas. Stop playing. Look, man, I'm the homie. I'm the homie. I'm the one you can keep it a buck with. I know what time it is. Because a couple years ago, you was sending me the pic when you was supposed to be helping your kids with their homework. What you wearing though? You know what I'm saying? Let nigga get a little peek. You know what I mean? I got you when I put my babies to sleep. No shade, yo. Promise you. No judgment. But you gotta figure out how to come at your kids' humanity, right? What you look like. You a whole hoe right now. But you like this to your kid. What you trying to do? Beat you out of them? Not happening. Could your mama beat herself out of you? No, it didn't. And what happened? Drove y'all apart. We are in the Aquarius age where these kids, when understanding, you can't just tell these kids, do it because I said so. They're gonna be like, why? Why? They're gonna let you know what they think. Why? Right? So you gotta know what age you're in, right? We are in a yo, y'all. I just want to let y'all know the future is right now. The future is right now. When we was watching the Jetsons, when we was going through all that when we was young, that was about right now. These are your babies. Generation Alpha. A lot of what I'm saying is to shift your mind into the what the world is going, not what you wanted to go. Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha is born between 2010 in 2024. This is a real class. And they have to be taken seriously because they already have purchasing power already. Generation Alpha. Gen Z stopped at 2009, right? Generation Alpha stops at 2024. Okay? These group of people are a force to be reckoned with. Generation Alpha by 2025 will be the largest generation in the history of the world. Generation Alpha will also be the most educated in the world. Generation Alpha is the first generation to be immersed in technology in their lives, their entire lives. That's all they know. Generation Alpha has 2.8 million weekly births. By 2025, Generation Alpha is going to be 2.2 billion in their population. Now, look at where those births are coming from. Now, ask yourself in America, who's the physicians? Who's the tech people? Who's the people you see in America positioning themselves for infrastructure? Now, go back to the age 2010 to 2024, right? So those babies that are born in 2020 and 2010, by 2030, they will be 20. Okay. Now look, Generation Alpha, right? Look at where they're coming from. And what fields do you think they're going to be in? Y'all playing. Y'all playing games. America's newest generation, dubbed Generation Alpha, is younger than 12 but can already out text and outpost their tech savvy millennial parents. Y'all talking about Meg and Tori. Oh, you need to be very worried. You're talking about Meg and Tori. By 2025, which is 3 years from now, 2.2 billion people of the world's population will be Generation Alpha. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Not so funny now, right? Let me show y'all the world that your kid has. Now, remember the book that I recommended, right? Remember this book, Super Sight, right? Remember this. So we're going to come back to you. This is the world that your kid is inheriting, right? Okay. So do my best to hold it up, but you need to see this. So this book, Super Sight, the link is in the description on YouTube, right? This book had me download an app, right? Now, what you're about to see is called Augmented Reality. Now, look at the book. No camera tricks. Look at my phone, right? I just uploaded the app, right? Now, I'm going to place this on here. Oh, 1 second. Uh, 1 second. Gotta aim it right. Now remember, regular book, right? No tricks. If I can get it right. Uh, Look at my screen. I'm pointing at an image. What are you talking about? My phone just came alive. That's not a camera trick. When I aim my phone at this image or any image in here, it comes alive. What you're looking at is augmented reality. Oh, that was a game? You thought that was a game? Let's go over here. All right, hold on. You should see bike riding. Right? You see? What God you talking about? Real talking about. Are you playing this game to? It's about being historically right. What are we talking about? Right? Did you see the page come alive? Look, that's not a camera trick. That's called augmented reality. And there's glasses that are coming like that. And that is going to impress data on something, right? So, look, we just gonna have to disagree, beloved. We just gonna have to disagree. I already told you where the word comes from. God did not make that happen. Humans did that, right? We are the God, right? But again, I'm about being historically right, right? I don't believe in sky shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm right. Again, my thing is about being historically right. Just remember what I said, right? Just remember what I said. Nuclear fusion is a sun. Power, things that you can actually see in your face. And we're believing in the invisible? That's fine. Here's the thing. The babies won't. And that's what this was about. How to adapt and how to adjust in the new world order. And the new world order is technology. And no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you protest, no matter how much you don't like it, this is happening. I just showed you a page come alive. All I had to do was point my phone at it. What are we talking about? This is happening. Oh, masculinity. Femininity. Don't even matter. Don't even matter. So you got to decide. Everybody has a decision. The memories with your granny and them, you can hold on to that. But the world that you knew is over. And you got a choice. You either get with the program or get lost. Because what's going to happen is you are going to turn into the old person. And if you don't know how to move and function in the world of tomorrow, you are done. You don't have to believe nothing I say. I got the baby mama fire alarm. Fire. Oh no, I'm getting offline. I don't like that sound. I got the baby mama fire smoke detector going on. Look, funny. But for real, this book is called Super Sight. The link is in the description on YouTube. I suggest you go check it out, download the app, go through it so you can see what time it is, right? You either gonna be holding on to Pisces or you are going to be leaning into Aquarius. The choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? The choice is yours. But no matter what happens, if you're not gonna remember nothing else, just remember a nigga can be coming through with them leathers though. Hey, check this out. Don't make me the last person that you pay on your list. You paying everybody else. Don't come here when you finish paying everybody else and think you could listen to me for free. You got $1. You got 5. You got 10. You got 50. You got $100. Put it on the wood. Don't come to me and listen to me for free and take all this game and change your life and then go invest and pay people that ain't never did shit for you. You coming over here for a reason, and I give you what you need every single time. So, fair exchange, no robbery. You gotta put something down to pick something up. I'm doing my job, so do yours. Value for value. Put it on the wood.